Okay, so in this tutorial, we're going to use this model from a student. It's a crazy cannibal ice cream character. Yeah, very neat, very neat. So, and also it has many different parts and pieces, which lends to a good case study. Yeah, for like shaders and um, organization and layers and everything else. Okay, so first, let's take a look at what's going on. Got a whole bunch of stuff going here, right? Groups, and we have some leftover stuff, right? These are just leftover things. This one is needed. These are some leftover things. So again, this is a good case study. Yeah. Okay, good. Now, first thing, or if say for example, if this was your model, first thing you're gonna do is look at the outliner, and obviously if your model is complete, and just for this project, we're gonna wipe out the image references just to make it clean. And if you have it here, um, delete that display layer as well. The way you do that is just going into layers and delete unused layers, and it should wipe out whatever unused layers you have for your specific scene. So that's one of the main things. We're gonna start clearing out this outliner. So this will be a assignment checklist for you to check off for your own scene as well. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna grab this, that, right? There seems to be nothing in there, right? But just in case, what we're gonna do is edit, delete by type, history. If there's any suspect pieces that are linked by accident or just anything in general, delete history. So nothing seems to have happened. So now I feel safe to delete it. And that's how you safely delete leftover garbage. Next, these curves. Same thing, edit, delete by type, history. And as I mentioned many times previously, when you delete the history, any other connections that this may have to other geometry mesh, they get wiped out. Okay, so like I said, edit, delete by type, history. Now I feel safe to delete it. Now it's gone. Okay. All right, next. Looks like things are named, right? So if this were your own model, make sure to label everything, right? Bottom gum cone, right? What else is there? This here. Seems to be a group. Okay. These are all teeth, organized and named. Okay, and leg. Oh, this is the top. I kind of want to separate them. So, for example, I have this selected, right? You're gonna middle mouse click on it, right? So you first just select it with the left mouse click, then you hover over it, and you press down the middle mouse, and you keep it down, right? then you just drag and drop it out. That's how you safely ungroup parts and pieces. Right, so you'll be doing that as well. As a matter of fact, I will be checking your files to see if you've been doing, all the checkoffs that I mentioned for your own specific file as well, right? All right, and this one is grouped. The way you group it is doing where you select them, right? And then you do a Control G, as in George, it groups it. Right. I'm gonna just double click on that. I'm going to name it Top Teeth Group. Right. This one is Bottom Teeth Group. I'm gonna click on it, and then I'm gonna middle mouse click on it and hold it down. Then I'm going to drag it down carefully underneath him right here until it's just a dotted line. And it's there now, see? Right. Alright, so this is the left leg. I mean right leg. Leg, right, leg, left. Middle mouse click on it, drag it, and put it next to him. Make sure it's just a dotted line. Alright. Left, right. Then tongue. T-O-U. Tongue. Stand. I'm gonna name this platform. Platform group. Right. Okay, platform group. And then this is the stand. I'm just gonna name it platform. Icing, all the icing. This one is the cone. Ice cream cone style 01. I'll name this ice cream cone style 02, right? And I'm gonna grab this and also check your own model. Check to see that that you don't have anything here that's like red or pink. That means that if you have this in red, it means you had accidentally set a keyframe. I did this on purpose just to demonstrate, and down here you will see a red tick mark. That means a keyframe was set. So, in order to undo that, you select all of it, right click on it, delete, select it, right click, delete, select it. Just make sure you select all of it, highlight it like that, click and drag. And that's how you do that. I'm gonna name this ice cream cone to ice cream spilled ice cream 02. Alright, I'm gonna grab I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna grab him. Alright, okay. Where's his ice cream cone? Huh, okay. Alright, so he doesn't have it. Alright, so that and that. Name this. Alright. I also think this should be a little bit bulkier, so I'm gonna turn to vertex mode, I'm gonna grab this little section because it was already like this, right? But I extended it. Now I'm gonna make it a little bit more bulkier, like that. Platform. Alright, and always save. Alright, so next I'm gonna grab that, and I'm just gonna middle mouse click on it. I'm gonna just drag it and just put it right around here, right between. So it's just a dotted line. So I have all of these at the bottom, all of these over here, and then the platform. Right. Platform group. Next, okay, that's what else. 10 minutes. I'm gonna check everything. The platform, right? You check your own platforms, right? And make sure that this here channel box information is wiped out, which is freezing the transforms. But make sure that it is straight, right? Down the middle, right? Straight down the middle. Right, so you can barely see anything here, but I'm going to do isolate selection. Right, that's see right there. Right, if it's like something like this, right, or something kind of sort of nearby, right, but not exactly, that's no good. What you want to do is press D as in David, okay, and you know, or you could just go, instead of D as in David, go to modify, center pivot, right, and it will center it right in the middle, which is not exactly what you want. Again, this is just review, right? I'm going to press D as in David, and I can just, you know, move it down, just eyeball it, zoom in, right, and just align it, something like that, and then press W. And that's how you do that, right? Check to see what type of rotation you know, orientation you're at. Basically, what I'm saying is, you select it, you go into the hammer icon. This is set to object. I'm gonna reset, set to world. Basically, okay, so what this is basically where if I turn on the grid, right? You notice that this is a perfect up, left and right, okay? Right? Same as, for example, this. Perfectly like this. Left to right, up, forward and back. Okay, that's world. Right? And then, let's say you rotate it like this, okay? See? And then if you're to set this to object, right? Object. See what happens? This is object orientation, right? And then the tool settings, which is that hammer that I talked about, if you set it to world, it will always be a perfect up and down regardless of its rotation, right? So just letting you know that the best thing to do is just set to world, just to be safe. And I got all this data, right? All I have to do is just press 0 for all the rotations, then set 0, 0, and 0, or maybe not. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm just gonna eyeball it, zoom in, something like that. Yeah. That's at negative 6.613. Alright, so now I'm gonna freeze the transforms. Right, I made sure that's right in the middle. Right? Dead center and lowered. Those are the things you want before you freeze transforms. Boom. Now everything is blown out. Okay. Platform group. See, the group is here. It's pivot. So since the pivot is up there, which I do not want, right, but I also make sure that it's right down the middle. Press D as in David, yank it down. Press W. Right? That's for the platform group. See? And within the group, right, have all these other guys. Okay? Now, all these other guys, some of these have data in them. Right, see that? No good. All this data. It's just generally just not safe. So you can just grab the whole entire damn thing, right? You see how it's oh, I'm kind of going off track, but you see how it's tilted like this, right? You see that? This one's up and down, right? But if you press E, see how it's kind of rotated. Press R, it'll also kind of rotate it. That's because the tool setting, depending on what mode you are in, this one's set to world. If I press E, this is set to object. I can set it back to world again, right? And if I press R, it's set to object. I'm going to set back to world again. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to grab both of those. You know what? Alright, fine. Leave it alone. Anyway, I'm going to grab this and this. And I'm going to grab that. I'm going to freeze their transforms. I'm going to grab all of them. I'm going to go modify, freeze transforms, wipe out everything. This one, its transforms are already frozen. I'm tempted to make this ice cream bigger. But with doing, I don't want. Okay, I'm not messing with that. Alright. Okay, so freeze the transform, move the pivot point down here. Alright. Delete the history. There's no history. Right? Freeze transform, delete history. Make sure it's a dead center pivot. Okay. Alright, so the bottom gum, I'm just gonna name that bottom gum. I'm gonna freeze this transforms. Modify, freeze transform, wipe it out. This one, alright. This pivot point is down here, good. And then there's no data. These guys, they have data. So I wonder if I can freeze their transforms. Modify, freeze transform. It won't let me. Give an error. That's because I remember now. These are instanced. They are instanced, meaning they're just a little bit special, meaning that they'll update because of being an instance. Anyway. Alright, so that. Okay, next. This thing here, right? It's frozen. Frozen and no history. But I think this should be separate pieces. Mesh. Separate. And it did this, it made another subgroup inside of it, it has these separate pieces. Again, that's mesh, separate. I'm gonna select all of these, right? Just these. I'm going to edit, delete by type, history, wipe it all out. Then I'm gonna name them ice cream 1. I'm gonna copy it, Control C, this one, double click, paste it, and it becomes ice cream 2. This one, double click on it, Control V as in Victor, and paste it, and it becomes ice cream 3, right? And I'm just looking at all this data. That's yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'd rather have it. You know what? I'll do it. Select each one of them, modify, center pivot, modify, center pivot, modify, center pivot. Modify, center pivot. Now I'm gonna grab all of it, this group, middle mouse, click on it, hold and drag it. I'm gonna dump it right here, just outside. Tongue. Oh, also this one too seems to have data, keyframes, right? Select all of it, right click, and freeze, break connections. Well, then I'm going to delete history. Then I'm going to wipe out the data in here being stored. Modify, freeze transform, wipes everything out. Then, you know what? I'm gonna grab everything right here, everything. Modify, freeze transform. Oh, I have an error. Oh, okay. So these eyes have keyframes. I remember I did that on purpose. So highlight it, right click, break connection. If you have keyframes, it won't let you freeze transforms. So just double checking if any of these have any keyframes, which it doesn't seem to. Anyway, I'm going to select all of it, modify, freeze transform, give a little small error for the teeth, right? But everything else that is not a instance, right? Instance is where it's that special duplicate option box, right? Instance. I've shown that to several of you, so that's what I am speaking about. All right, next. I also want to delete history. Some of these have history, right? Meaning that they have you know, construction data, which I don't need. Select all of it, edit, delete by type, history. Everything is wiped out. It is cleaned out. All right, good. Then I'm gonna grab all of it. Top. Then from there, I can just do a complete total, Control G, and name it ice cream complete group, or something like that. I don't know. And then from here, make sure that you have your side, front, top, perspective. And if you forgot how to do that, that is under panels, orthographic, top. This one, panels, orthographic, front. This one, panels, orthographic, side. Panels, orthographic, perspective. Okay. Now, this new group that I made that has everything, I want its pivot down here. So I press D as in David, start yanking it down, yank it down, and I'm just gonna eyeball it, just boom. Press W to get out of it. Right, then I can turn on my grid snapping. Right, and I'm gonna grab the up arrow and snap. So it's perfectly aligned. So basically I am reviewing everything that I taught. Right, now I'm gonna see it still has a circle over here. That means my grid snapping is on. I'm going to uncheck it now. And that is how you do a complete cleanup of your model. Right, that's what we do. So that's 26 minutes. You know what? As a matter of fact, this is going to be the assignment for today. And I'm going to have it worth points so that it will force people to do the work and force them to remember all these settings. Yeah, it's necessary. Alright, so that's keep everyone busy for 27 minutes. Then we're going to go into lighting and rendering. Yeah, and shaders. And then also UV mapping. Okay. And yeah, that's it. Bye.